So, WrestleMania 41 has come to a close, and my general consensus around it, or ours, I guess, I don't want to speak for him, but it's just kind of like, so-so. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but it also wasn't like, I don't know, it wasn't fireworks or like, just something about it felt off a little bit. I guess for starters, we could talk about the elephant in the room, because I know the internet is losing its mind over John Cena last night. First things first, the right person won. I want to say that right now. By no means, I'm not going to complain about the person who won was the right person. John Cena should have won. If Cody Rhodes would have won that match, listen, I would have lost my mind. Yeah. Okay. You can't do that heel turn and then you turn around and make him lose. That first win as a heel is it sets the tone. So that was the most important portion of that for me. Yep. I don't know how you felt.
That's what I felt too. I feel like, I don't know, bro, because I feel like
the weekend
it just felt weird. It felt weird. Like, I don't know, night one was kind of off to me.
Night two was good up until the end.
But people, I don't know. I was telling, because we
might as well segue into that. Let's get straight into it.
We was having a conversation about it last night. He was like irate about like the ending, but me personally, I wasn't, because I put it in perspective already, knowing that The Rock like previously already said that he wasn't gonna be there. Like, already said he wasn't gonna be there, but. Also, I looked at it both ways, because it was kind of like a situation where it's so many different ways they could have ended it. In my opinion, I feel like, and I felt like that the way it was booked, it definitely could have been booked better. But honestly, the way it ended, in my eyes, I just looked at it as a way that's probably like one of the most heel ways. In my opinion, I feel like it was a heel way to end it. It's just that the setup to it made the ending kind of underwhelming for people who was expecting a lot more, because the build up to it.
It's a cop out. I think David, what he explained is, and we weren't irate with each other. We were just having a general conversation, and he played devil's advocate, speaking on how they could have been thinking about it in their minds. But I'm of the mindset of, just because you have a story and you kind of play out the story however you want to play it out, it doesn't mean it's good. Yeah. I'm a firm believer in, there's a difference between good story and bad story. Just because the situation has story and there's a storyline behind it and you do a finish based off of it, doesn't mean it was good. I feel like WWE definitely undersold us last night, personally, only because if this happens and The Rock was never a part of this whole, he was never the catalyst for the heel turn, you get no complaint from me. Like, if Cena turns heel last night or whatever, because in my mind, if this is the ending they were gonna go with, Cena should have did what he did at the Chamber tonight. That would have made it more like, you know what I'm saying, because he could have did that on his own. But you have The Rock, he's the cornerstone of this rivalry. He literally is the reason why John Cena turns heel, because The Rock is giving him an opportunity to be at the top. All the things he sold Cody a dream about, that he put on the platter for Cody to obtain, basically he just, here you go, he don't want it, here you go, Cena. And he's literally in the ring helping John Cena and Travis Scott destroy Cody Rhodes at Elimination Chamber, and you can't fly to Vegas for 5 minutes? That's like, I'm not here to be like, I'm not gonna cry and be like super upset about it all day. It's just irritating when like WWE as a creative tries to insult our intelligence, and like you kind of deflate what could have been. Because to me, we were watching it like, it's just the vibe of night one was already kind of like,
it was like iffy.
The triple threat backpack. The triple threat backpack for sure. I'm not gonna lie.
The other matches that happened at night, I wasn't interested. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. Night one sucked. It was terrible. It was trash. Like, I literally was sitting there the whole night just like,
we were looking at each other.
Like, we looking at each other like, nigga, I could have been doing something else all day. I'm looking at this crap. I'm looking at Money in the Bank at this point. Like, this was
felt
trash.
Like a Raw. It felt like a Raw with WrestleMania.
Like WrestleMania Raw. This is what it felt like. It was trash. Like, I don't care what nobody say. Night one sucked, my nigga. It was trash.
They breezed through the matches. Like, every match was like 8 to 10 minutes. I'm trash, like, even the match on paper, the show as a whole, Saturday and Sunday, on paper could have been way better, bro. Way better. Sorry, and on Saturday night, it felt like they were just 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 8 minutes. Yeah. Like, you got these, like, even the Chad Gable match, who did he face? Ray Phoenix. How, like, even that match, those two, give them a little bit more time to, like, it felt like once the match was supposed to kick it to that next gear, somebody's losing.
They ended it.
Even the Charlotte match was the same way. Yeah. It was just like, it never got to that. It was sloppy. It was choppy. That wasn't a Charlotte WrestleMania.
And it was so many botches.
It was just weird. Like, watching it, and by the time it was like, okay, they're going into that next gear, PME. And I'm like, what?
And then that triple threat match was good.
It carried.
It carried.
Punk, Rollins and Reigns.
If you ask me, I wouldn't even rate it that night. If that match didn't happen,
it's easily like a 5 out of 10 at best.
That match was not the match, but the night itself was trash.
When the product is good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. You're head of creative, so if it's good or bad, we are allowed to say something about it. We are the fans critiquing and watching the product. I'm not here. Y'all don't see me get up here and whine about everything I don't. More times than not, I'm reacting to what's given to us. And y'all know me. I'm not reacting to the whole show. I react to the most important parts because there's a lot of times the Raws and SmackDowns weekly aren't that good.
They're not.
So I watch the important parts. I don't. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't waste my time every week and watch the whole show of Raw and SmackDown. If y'all thought I did, I'm sorry. I'm not one of those. So to reel this back in and get back to the CENA and Cody ending, it was deflating, bro. And it was like, out of everything you could have did, I just feel like Rock, if you're gonna be 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out the door, stop involving yourself in storylines, and then we get this. Because if The Rock isn't a part of this, it ain't that big of a deal. It's like, okay, title shot to the face, kick to the nuts, that's a heel win. If The Rock's not a part of this, but you did all this building, setting us up to think, oh, okay, The Rock definitely gonna be the reason. Because with him being involved in the storyline, The Rock has perfect reasoning to mess with Cody.
I think, but I also think too as well. I get what you're saying with the complaint of the build-up and everything like that, but I also thought about the fact of like, what did you expect when that nigga told you weren't gonna be there? You feel
that's
me?
Fine.
Like that's what my whole thing is. Like, my thing is you had a month to like make something cook. You know what I'm saying? And then it's kind of like, bro, that like. And
then too, that's another cop out for them though.
You had a whole month to make something
that's
work.
That's where I'm going with it. Because I get what you're saying on that part, but that's still another cop out. If you're not gonna be at Mania, stop putting yourself in the main storyline. Stop butting in. Stop creating portions of a storyline to make us think we're gonna get something, and then I'm not gonna be there. Just stop being involved. Then just stay at the top of the top. Make the money moves, make the billion-dollar acquisitions, and stay out the way of the storylines. Don't come and join the storyline and be like, well, I'm not going to be at Mania, because that's another cop-out. That's just another excuse for y'all to give us what y'all gave us. Literally, Seth Rollins was right there. The person that helped him win the title, you could have plugged him in easily and been the same person that cost Cody the title. Because Seth Rollins doesn't need Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman doesn't need Seth Rollins. So now you got to make sense of this Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman team up. When what you literally could have did was turn Seth Rollins, Cena, and The Rock and Paul Heyman into a little power trip fashion. That's easy booking. I came up with that in my mind in 30 minutes hours before night 2 started. I've always had backup plans of ways they could go in my mind before Dwayne even said he wasn't going to be at Mania. So how come you, Triple H, and everybody else is in the right room? The best thing y'all can come up with is, oh, insert Travis Scott. The right winner won. We wanted Cena to win, but it's just like, if you go insert yourself in storylines, you need to make sure that you can do what needs to be done. If The Rock never does what he does at the Chamber, just do the heel turn at Mania or do the title shot kick in the nut spot.
And this is not like a regular heel turn. We talking about John Cena turning heel.
Since like the NWO. The craziest thing since the NWO.
Like, literally since, like, this is the first time John Cena been heel in like 20 years.
And that first heel
where it was like a little bit because people liked him when he was a heel the first time, but this time he's real life a heel. So I don't know, bro. It's so many different scenarios they could have played out with this situation.
Fell flat.
And it's kind of like, it's just like, as a fan just looking at home, and I know niggas gonna meet Rod because it's Triple H, but and he knows it. Triple H is I'm a super fan. Like, Triple H is my favorite wrestler, but
it's a bad ending.
But that was a terrible ending. Like, out of all people you could bring out, Travis Scott, really? Like, that's who helps John Cena win?
Like, bad ending,
that was terrible, bro.
Just to go through the card, again, to start off the night, Jey Uso defeating Gunther, no problem there. Only thing that was kind of weird, like, he got choked out.
I didn't like that. I'm going to tell you what it was, bro.
They didn't build him up
all
to do that.
night, bro. It's just being... The endings has been killing me, bro. If you seriously, almost every ending that happened to me, I did not like it.
It's like with Jey Uso, the build just made the match weird at the end, because they didn't build him up to be on time and to choke Gunther out. Now, granted, I know it fits the bill. Everything you did to his brother or you've been doing to him, it's poetry to choke him out. Granted, I'm not mad at that, but the fact, as soon as he get locked in, like, he didn't even struggle. And then it's like, you know what I'm saying? Because so that's what I'm saying. Like, for the most part, they got the winners right. Basically, the whole show, they got the winners right.
It's just the match itself.
The endings was crazy to me. Just like, Jey Uso didn't get built like to be choking Gunther out. In my opinion, he acting scared the whole time. He had one like good promo, but he was finally on timing. But You know, I was expecting a pinfall, but I'm not going to complain too much about that one because Jey Uso won. We all knew it was happening.
Yeah,
fine. The tag team championship match, they should have left it off the show. Honestly, I know it was to celebrate Clash of the Titans because, you know, the sponsorships. I don't know how they went about that. If you could have just put that on the map, on the ring mat somewhere, or put like one of the figurines out during the match, that would have been better because you should have subbed this match out for that triple threat TLC tag match.
Bro, why didn't that happen at Mania, bro? I don't understand that.
That instantly gets Mania a thumb up. TLC,
TLC
with DIY, the Street Profits, and the Motor City Machine Guns.
That would
instant cook.
That would have went crazy.
That would have actually boosted Night One's
That
ratings.
would have went crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So Jade Cargill, Naomi, right winner. Jay just got to keep working, bro. It wasn't the worst match I ever seen. I think the energy was there. The crowd just was flat, and then like with what we were given with that tag match, they was kind of dead.
Yeah.
But I think Naomi's doing some of the best work in her career, and Jade, I hope she just continues to get better and just work. So I'm wishing her all the best. But the right winner won here. United States Championship, 5-2 LA Knight, right winner again. The backflip spot.
Yeah, now I will say that match was good.
That was
I
like it. I like it. The crowd picked up.
I feel like that match kind of
the crowd picked up. The crowd picked up. That was other than the main event. That was probably the best match
that night.
Yeah,
and that spot where he did the backflip into the
BFT,
that was tough.
Next, we talked about the El Grande Americano Rey Fenix. Again, just needed to be longer. The finish, it was like they were rushing to the end, and it was Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair, a letdown.
That was
it was clunky.
That was flat line, just
botch mania. You talking about just it didn't give. Like, we all don't want Charlotte around, but we usually used to when Mania rolls around, she
gonna give a good match.
Up.
Yeah. That was like her first, in my eyes, like her first time she went to Mania, put on a bad match.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Sometimes when you get two wrestlers together, sometimes they just don't
chemistry.
They don't mesh.
The chemistry between the two wasn't
that great.
They didn't hit, and maybe it had something to do with how they were feeling about each other IRL. Who knows? But it just didn't hit. The right winner for Stratton, but you know, because we definitely didn't hit. If Charlotte would have won, bro. Oh my god, bro.
I would have lost my mind.
So at least they got the right winner, bro. The triple threat, we talked about it. Storytelling perfectly. Me and Lil were looking at each other after we watched the Seth Rollins promo. We didn't cover it when we did the SmackDown video, but we were looking at each other like, man, this feel all too vanilla. Like, we might get a double turn, and Paul Heyman turns on both of them.
We had it. It was pretty much. We was right. We got there. I was like, bro, I honestly feel like Seth's gonna be the one to win because I feel like Paul Heyman is not gonna rock with any of them.
Yeah, bro. Night 2, that triple threat match, Io Sky, Rhea, and Bianca, perfect.
And that's honestly that killed the whole night one.
Yeah,
like, bro,
for our first match,
for the first match. That match was great.
Destroyed the night one undercard off of one match already.
Destroyed it,
and then that might be top 5 women's match at WrestleMania already. Might be creeping in the top 3, but top 5 already. That was without a shadow of a doubt. And Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, perfect. It fit the bill. They did what they needed to do. It wasn't too much. It wasn't too little. They went out there. Two guys is good at what they do, and Drew got a much needed win. He loses a lot.
He's been losing lately.
Damian Priest is fine. He's gonna be okay. Drew needed this win.
Yeah, he did.
You know, the IC Championship match,
great.
I loved every second of it.
To the beginning to the end, that match was good. And the storytelling was great.
Yes.
And
between Finn and Dom.
And you know what's crazy? Me and Neil, I called Dom at the last minute. We was talking about it, and he was like, I think Finn gonna get it because, you know, he been losing. I said, you know what, bruh? I'm gonna shoot from the hip. I think Don gonna get it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna shoot from the hip. I just had a feeling like they was gonna pull something that nobody was expecting. And like we was talking about, they kind of had like a whole Hogan moment where the crowd like reversed. It was like he got a pop instead of being booed.
Yeah, but once he said that, I was kind of, you know what? I think you're right. I think they're gonna let Dom go over, and sure enough, he was right. They won the title. So hey, Logan Paul, AJ Styles was kind of I don't know how I felt about it.
Another thing,
it was kind of like a filler.
Yeah, I honestly think it was still a situation where they just didn't mesh.
Yeah, it was cool. I expected, but it didn't go off like I thought it was gonna come off. I expected, like, I don't know, because Logan Paul, from the matches that I watched, I know all his matches aren't great, but his matches at big pay-per-views are pretty decent for the most part. So I just But he cheated to win, typical Logan Paul style, but it wasn't nothing to go home and rave about. It was cool. That tag match, piss break. I went to the bathroom.
Yeah, I went to the bathroom.
Becky Lynch, shout out you for coming back. That's crazy how y'all did
Bailey,
WWE. That's real crazy because she not injured for real. Y'all subbed her out just so people would give a F about the match. And the only person they really cared about in the match was Becky Lynch. They popped for her. If Becky Lynch had been back for a while, y'all still put on this match, nobody would care. The ending, we already talked about it. John Cena and Cody Rhodes. The right winner won. Wrong ending. That is what it is. Overall, Mania gets like a 6.5.
I wouldn't even give it a 6. I give it a 5.
I'm not gonna be that harsh, man. Mania, because of night 2 undercard and the triple threat, I give it a 6. It was just underwhelming, man. I felt like they could have did more with what they had at their disposal. The Rock, he does it to us again, man. Just being honest, like him playing a role in the build up to one of the biggest matches of our generation and not showing up in any capacity, it sunk the shit for me. Y'all can say what y'all want. Y'all can say he's doing what he said. He's gonna ruin wrestling. Just because there's a story there and a match in it doesn't mean it's good.
I'm telling you. I don't care.
He can ruin wrestling and still have a powerful pop-off at Mania.
I'm telling you, I don't care. Yeah, I get it. He supposed to ruin wrestling, but nigga, that don't give you an excuse to make no terrible ending like that, bro. You can ruin wrestling all you want to, but make it a pop to ruin wrestling, nigga.
That's a coping mechanism for y'all to give Triple H and the writer team a pass. I'm not that nice. This Mania wasn't that good. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. I got my thoughts off. You cool?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, man. Y'all let us know what y'all think down below. Did y'all enjoy it? Rate Mania out of 10 in the comments. Like and subscribe if you new. Leave a comment too. Monday Night Raw tonight, man. Hopefully it's better. I'll probably be back to review it. Y'all know how it go. We gonna see y'all in the next one.
That's all I'm giving it.
5.
I ain't going no high, no low.
Mania and 5. Too soon. I'm sorry.